Hey, have you ever stood in front of the mirror after 70 and wondered if you're still turning heads? Maybe you catch your reflection, the gray hair, the lines etched from years of laughter and tears, and think, those days of feeling attractive are long gone. I get it. Aging can make us doubt our charm, especially in a world that seems to worship youth. I felt that way too, just a few years back. I'd look at myself, a 72-year-old, with a few extra wrinkles, and wonder if anyone still saw me as vibrant or appealing. I'd walk into a room and feel invisible, like I was fading into the background. But then something unexpected happened. At a community barbecue last summer, a stranger, a woman in her 50s, walked up and said, "That's a great jacket. You've got style." I laughed it off, thinking she was just being kind. But later that evening, my friend's daughter lingered in a conversation with me, laughing at a silly joke I told about my old car. It wasn't just politeness. There was a spark, a connection. That's when I started noticing signs, subtle but powerful, that I was still a handsome man, not just in how I looked, but in how I carried myself, how I made others feel. Today, I'm beyond excited to share 7 surprising signs you're a handsome man after 70. Signs that go far beyond the surface to the confidence, warmth, and strength you bring to every moment. These aren't just my stories. They're backed by science, by studies from places like Harvard and Mayo Clinic, and by the experiences of men just like you who've rediscovered their spark in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. By the end of this video, you'll feel a surge of confidence, maybe even see yourself in a whole new light. We'll explore how your style catches eyes, how your presence lights up a room, how your humor wins hearts, and so much more. I'll even share a simple habit at the end that'll make you shine every single day. Ready to dive into this journey with me? Comment "I'm ready" below to let me know you're here, and let's get started. So let's kick things off with the first sign. You receive compliments on your style or grooming. You might think your wardrobe or haircut doesn't matter anymore. After 70, it's so tempting to fall into a rut. Maybe you've been wearing the same faded sweater for years, or you skip the barber, because honestly, who's looking, right? I was there too. For a long time, I stuck with the same old flannel shirts, the ones I'd worn since my 60s. They were comfortable, sure, but I figured no one noticed what I wore to the grocery store or church. I thought style was for younger folks, not for me. But then, about 2 years ago, I went to a friend's birthday party. I decided to wear a navy blazer I hadn't touched in ages, just to mix things up. A woman I barely knew, someone's cousin, walked up and said, "That's a sharp jacket. It really suits you." I brushed it off as politeness, but it didn't stop there. A week later, my neighbor complimented my clean shave, and then a cashier at the hardware store said, "Nice tie." It made me wonder if I'd been selling myself short all those years. A 2019 study in Psychology of Men and Masculinity backs this up. Well-groomed men over 65 are perceived as more confident, more approachable, and even healthier. When someone compliments your jacket, your fresh haircut, or your polished shoes, it's not just small talk. It's a sign your effort is making a real impression. These moments show you're projecting care, vitality, and self-respect, qualities people admire deeply, especially as we age. It's not about vanity or trying to look like a 30-year-old. It's about signaling to the world that you're still engaged, still vibrant. I started paying attention, and the compliments kept coming. A friend noticed my new glasses. A server commented on my sweater. Each one felt like a little nudge, reminding me I wasn't invisible. Therefore, here's what you can do. Take just 5 minutes each week to refine your style. Pick a classic blazer. Navy or charcoal works wonders, or visit a barber for a clean trim. If you're on a budget, even a well-ironed shirt or a pair of polished shoes can elevate your look. Try swapping one worn-out item in your closet for something fresh, maybe a crisp white shirt or a simple wool sweater. It's not about chasing the latest fashion trends. It's about showing the world you value yourself. These small choices add up, and they can make a big difference, especially when you're managing healthcare needs or staying active in your community. Pause for a moment. Have you gotten a compliment on your style lately? Maybe it was your hat, your watch, or even your smile. Hold that thought. It's a clue you're already shining. The next sign is about how people feel when they're around you, and it's even more powerful. Here's the second sign. Women feel comfortable and engaged around you. You might feel out of step in conversations, especially with younger people. Maybe you worry your stories about the old days, your first car, your old job, don't land anymore. Or perhaps you think you come across as stiff, like you're not connecting. I used to feel that way, especially at family gatherings. I'd sit quietly in the corner, watching my grandkids chatter, thinking they found me boring or irrelevant. I'd stumble over words, worried I couldn't keep up with their fast-paced world. One Thanksgiving, I almost skipped the dinner altogether, thinking I'd just be in the way. But my daughter insisted I come, and something unexpected happened. My niece, who's in her 30s, pulled me into a conversation about her new job. We talked for 20 minutes. She shared her stresses. I shared a story about my early career, and she laughed, asking me questions. It felt so easy, so natural. I realized she wasn't just humoring me. She genuinely enjoyed the chat. A 2020 study in Journal of Social Psychology explains why this happens. Men over 70 who listen actively and show calm confidence make others feel at ease. If women, whether they're friends, family, or strangers at the community center, smile, linger in conversations, or laugh with you, they're drawn to your warmth and steady presence. It's not about being the loudest or most charming guy in the room. It's your ability to make people feel heard. I've seen this with my neighbor, Tom, a 72-year-old who's a regular at our local book club. He's not flashy, but he asks thoughtful questions, and women light up around him, sharing stories and laughing. It's his calm, genuine interest that does it. Therefore, try this simple trick. Next time you're chatting, ask one thoughtful question. It could be, what's been the best part of your week? Or, what do you love about living here? Then, really listen to the answer. Don't rush to fill the silence. Let the conversation flow naturally. If you're at a coffee shop, try asking the barista, what's your favorite drink to make? You'll be amazed at how it builds connection and shows your charm. Another tip, practice nodding and smiling while they talk. It signals you're engaged. If you're already noticing people relax around you, you're doing something right. Think about a recent conversation where someone seemed at ease with you. What did you do? Comment sign 2 below to share that moment with our community. Now, let's move to the third sign. You notice subtle social cues like lingering looks or small gestures. You might miss these signals, assuming those quick smiles, prolonged glances, or little gestures are just people being polite. I used to do that all the time. I'd be at the coffee shop, and if a woman held eye contact a bit longer or gave a warm smile, I'd think, she's just being nice to an old guy. It never occurred to me it could mean more, but then I started paying closer attention. I noticed patterns, a cashier who chatted longer than necessary, asking about my day, a friend's wife who adjusted her hair while we talked at a barbecue, even a volunteer at the library who smiled and held my gaze while handing me a book. These moments felt different, like there was a spark. But 2018 study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin sheds light on this. Prolonged eye contact, subtle gestures like touching hair, or even a slight lean in during conversation often signal admiration or attraction, even across age gaps. If you're catching these cues, Maybe at the grocery store, a community event, or a family gathering. It's because your presence is drawing attention. It's not about looking like a Hollywood heartthrob. It's your unique energy, your way of being that people notice. I remember one moment at a local farmer's market. A vendor, a woman in her 40s, handed me my apples and said, "You've got a great smile." Her eyes lingered, and I almost missed it. But when I smiled back and said, "Thanks, you too," the moment felt electric. It wasn't flirtation, it was connection. Therefore, start noticing these cues. When you catch a lingering look or a warm gesture, return a gentle smile or a nod. It's a simple way to acknowledge the connection, and it'll boost your confidence instantly. Try this. Next time you're out, count how many smiles you get in an hour. You might be surprised. These moments are easier to spot at community events. Like those with local fitness groups, Fitbit meetups help me connect and notice these cues. Another tip, practice holding eye contact for just a second longer than usual. It's a small move that signals warmth. Have you noticed these subtle cues recently? Pause and reflect. Maybe there's a moment that stands out. Comment sign 3 below to share your story and subscribe for more tips like this. The fourth sign is a real game changer. You exude a confident, relaxed presence. You might worry you need to act younger or louder to stand out, especially in a room full of people. I used to feel that pressure. At my grandson's soccer games, I try to keep up with the younger parents, shouting cheers and cracking jokes to seem relevant. But it felt forced, and I'd go home exhausted, wondering if I'd made a fool of myself. Then, at a community dinner a few years ago, I decided to try something different. I was tired of performing, so I just showed up as myself. I walked in, smiled, took a deep breath, and focused on listening. To my surprise, people gravitated toward me. A neighbor shared a story about his garden. A woman asked my advice on travel, and the room felt warmer. I wasn't the loudest, but I was present, and it worked. A 2021 Harvard Health report explains why. Men over 70 with calm, authentic confidence are naturally magnetic. Your steady demeanor, shaped by years of life's highs and lows, makes people feel safe and valued. It's not about shouting for attention. It's the quiet strength you bring, like a lighthouse in a storm. I've seen this with my friend George, a 75-year-old who walks into our card games like he owns the place, not with arrogance, but with ease. People notice, and they want to be around him. A 2022 study in Journal of Aging and Health adds that confidence in older adults boosts social bonds and even mental health. Therefore, practice being fully present. Before entering a social setting, take a deep breath, stand tall, and let your natural ease shine. Try this. Imagine you're walking into a room full of old friends who already love you. That relaxed vibe? That's your power. Another tip, when you sit, keep your shoulders back and your head up. It signals confidence without a word. You don't need to prove anything. Your presence is enough. Practice this for a week and notice how people respond. Have you ever felt a room shift when you walked in? That's your handsomeness at work. Let's move to a sign that might make you chuckle, especially if you love a good joke. Here's the fifth sign. Your humor connects with others, even if it's a bit cheesy. You might hold back on telling jokes, thinking your dad humor is outdated or will get eye rolls. I was like that for years. I'd bite my tongue at family dinners, worried my corny one-liners would flop. Once, at a Christmas party, I almost told a pun about snowmen, but stopped, thinking my grandkids would groan and call me old-fashioned. But then, at a friend's barbecue last summer, I let one slip. Why don't eggs tell jokes? They'd crack up. To my surprise, Everyone laughed, not just politely, but genuinely, clapping me on the back. Even the teenagers grinned. It was a small moment, but it felt huge. A 2022 study in Journal of Personality backs this up. Humor, even simple puns, builds warmth and connection, especially in older adults. If people laugh at your quips, maybe a pun at the grocery store or a dad joke at a community event, they're enjoying your authentic charm. It's not about being a stand-up comedian. It's the joy you share that makes you magnetic. I've seen this with my buddy Frank, a 71-year-old who tells the cheesiest jokes at our weekly card games. Last week, he said, "Why did the tomato turn red? It saw the salad dressing." The whole table roared, not because it was clever, but because Frank's unapologetic joy was infectious. A 2023 Journal of Aging and Health study adds that humor in seniors boosts social bonds and reduces stress. Therefore, don't hold back. Next time you're with friends or family, share a lighthearted joke. Something simple like, "Why did the scarecrow become a motivational speaker? He was outstanding in his field." It doesn't need to be perfect. Your playfulness makes it land. Try this. Write down 3 jokes you love and tell one this week. If you're shy, start with a friend who gets your humor. Another tip, smile when you deliver it. It doubles the warmth. What's your favorite joke? Pause and think. Maybe it's one you haven't told in years. Comment sign 5 below to share it with our community. This next sign shows how your effort pays off. The 6th sign is about your physical fitness earning admiration. You might think staying active isn't worth the effort anymore, assuming no one notices your walks, your gym time, or those morning stretches. I used to feel that way. I'd see younger folks jogging in the park and think, that's not for me. I skipped my morning stretches for years, figuring they didn't make a difference at 70. But then, at a community walk last spring, a woman in her 60s, someone I just met, said, "You're in great shape. I hope I'm that active at your age." It caught me off guard, but it felt incredible. Later, a friend at church said, "You've got so much energy. What's your secret?" These weren't just compliments. They were proof my efforts mattered. Mayo Clinic's 2023 Guide on Aging explains why. Men over 70 who maintain fitness are seen as vibrant, resilient, and inspiring. When people comment on your energy, whether it's a neighbor noticing your daily walk, a family member admiring your stamina, or even a stranger at the park, they're seeing your dedication. It's not about having a bodybuilder's physique or running marathons. It's the vitality you radiate, the way you move with purpose. I started walking 20 minutes a day just around my neighborhood, and the compliments kept coming. A 2021 Journal of Gerontology study adds that regular movement in seniors boosts perceived health and social appeal. Therefore, aim for 15 minutes of daily movement. Try a brisk walk around your block, light stretches in your living room, or even gardening if that's your thing. A fitness tracker like MyFitnessPal can log your steps or calories, making it fun to track progress. But you don't need fancy tools. A notepad works just fine. If you're new to this, start with 5 minutes and build up. Another tip, walk with a friend or join a local walking group. It's motivating and doubles the fun. MyFitnessPal helped me see I was hitting 3,000 steps a day, and it kept me going. Have you gotten a compliment on your energy or fitness? Think about it. Maybe it was a small comment that meant more than you realized. The final sign ties everything together with a habit you can start today. Here's the 7th sign. Your strong posture and vitality stand out. You might slouch or move slowly, thinking it's just part of aging and no one cares. I was guilty of this for years. I'd shuffle into rooms, shoulders slumped, head down, assuming my posture didn't matter. At a family reunion a few years ago, I caught a photo of myself sitting at the table, looking tired and older than I felt. It hit me hard. I didn't want to look like I'd given up. So I started experimenting. A 2020 study in Journal of Gerontology opened my eyes. Good posture in men over 70 signals health, confidence, and energy, making you more noticeable. I tested this at a local charity event. I stood straight, shoulders back, and walked with intention. A friend I hadn't seen in months said, "You look great today. What's different?" I felt it too. Taller, stronger, more alive. But 2023 Journal of Aging and Health study adds that posture improves mood and social perception in seniors. It's a small detail with a huge impact. Therefore, try this daily habit. Stand tall, shoulders back, for 30 seconds while taking 3 deep breaths. Do it in the morning, before a walk, or when you're about to meet friends. It's like flipping a switch. You'll feel unstoppable. Another tip. Practice while brushing your teeth or waiting for coffee. It's easy to fit in. You can even set a reminder on your phone or a fitness tracker to prompt you. I do this every morning now, and it's changed how I carry myself. If you're in a chair right now, sit up straight and try it with me. Shoulders back, chin up. Feel that? That's your handsomeness shining through. Have you noticed how you stand or move lately? Pause and check your posture. It's a clue to your vitality. These 7 signs are the start of seeing your true charm. So we've walked through 7 surprising signs you're a handsome man after 70. From the compliments on your sharp style to the vitality in your strong posture. These signs aren't just about how you look on the outside. They're about the confidence, warmth, and strength you bring to every moment of your life. You don't need to chase youth or try to be someone else. Your handsomeness is in the way you listen to a friend, the joy you share with a cheesy joke, the energy you radiate when you walk into a room. A 2023 AARP report confirms this. 68% of men over 70 say confidence is what makes them feel most attractive. And I believe you're already showing these signs in your own unique way. Think back to the moments we've talked about. A compliment on your jacket, a warm conversation that lasted longer than expected, a lingering smile from a stranger. Those are proof you're noticed, valued, and admired. I've seen it in my own life, and I've heard it from men in our community. Men who thought their best days were behind them, but discovered they're still shining bright. My challenge to you is simple but powerful. Pick one habit from today and try it this week. Maybe it's wearing a favorite blazer to your next outing, asking a thoughtful question in a conversation, or standing tall for 30 seconds each morning. Start small and watch how it transforms how you feel and how others see you. If you want to connect with others who are embracing these habits, join local fitness groups like Fitbit's Community Walks to keep shining. What's one moment from this video that resonated with you? Was it the compliments you've received, the humor that connects you with others, or the power of your posture? Comment sign 7 below, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a boost. Your stories inspire our community, and I can't wait to read them in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Tell me about a time you felt truly handsome, or share a joke that always gets a laugh. Here's to thriving in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. You've got this, and the world sees it.